Welcome to City and State. I'm Editorial Director Michael Johnson. I'm joined today by Bill Chong, the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development Commissioner. And we're excited to have you here because New York City is offering its summer youth employment program once again. Applications are open. It's been going for about 50 years now. Tell us about the program a little bit.
Well, the program actually started as a federally funded program 53 years ago. And about 10 years ago, it was transferred to the Department of Youth and Community Development. And it is the largest, the oldest summer jobs program in the country. Each year we serve thousands of young people. Last year we served over 54,000 young people, which was the highest number since sometime in the early 2000s, sometime since after the infusion of one-time funding from the federal government after the Great Recession. So it was a remarkable experience. Young people worked in all kinds of jobs, from models to city agencies. We had some young people working in the DNA crime lab. So we want to expose young people to career opportunities that we normally not have.
And you have a celebrity helping promote it this year, and a former alum. Tell us about that.
Damon John from Shark Tank for younger people, and for older people from FUBU, which was a fashion brand in the early 90s, reached out to us last summer and offered his services. And it turned out his very first job was in the Summer Youth Employment Program at the Parks Department in Queens in the 1980s. And he tells us that everything he learned about being a successful business person, he learned in his first job. And that's the kind of testimonial we want employers to hear, because I think there's some hesitancy sometimes from employers to hire young people and a high school young person. And we tell them there's so many people who've moved on to great success. My first job was in the Summer Youth Employment Program 43 years ago, and introduced me to the world of public service. I worked in a community group in Chinatown, emptying out debris from lots to make them available for community use, and I realized I enjoyed helping people. So there are a range of success stories that we're going to be sharing with the public over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and to that point, I think that obviously the program's popular without celebrities and role models, but how important is it to have these role models attached to it, do you think?
Well, I think for young people who are looking for career paths, it's to see someone like Damon John saying, well, I can maybe be the next Damon John. Last year, we partnered with a program to teach young people how to do coding. And a young person came up with an app called Opus, which he's getting capital to launch to connect young people with jobs in their neighborhood during the school year. So we think the job helps unlock the limitless potential in young people. And so we've launched a 3-year campaign starting last summer to increase the number of private employers. So historically, we've been under 30%. We went from 28% to 35% in one summer, 25% increase. And so we're working, part of the appeal of Damon John is, for employers, it says it's a message that these are great young people who could be the next Damon John.
And this is a lottery, so a lot of people apply. Not everyone gets in to some level. Tell us, I guess, what goes into that lottery process. Is it completely random in the selection?
Yes, each young person is given one chance to apply. There are about 100 locations. They choose that location. It's a computerized lottery, so the system captures them as a unique applicant. And so that you can't, it's not like a lottery where you buy multiple lottery tickets.
Exactly, yeah.
You have one shot at it. And we felt it was the way to level the playing field, because before the program was transferred to our agency, we found stories, quite often what happened is people would get in every year because they knew somebody. Or they would wait in line and whoever got the application first got in. There are so many young people who want to work, who need to work. We felt a lottery is probably the best way to ensure there's equity and transparency. And as we have seen over the last 10 years that we've been running the program, a lot of young people apply but then find other jobs and they turn us down.
Interesting.
Which is fine. Some young people find out they have to go to summer school. Other young people find out they have to go away with their families in the summer. So while we get a robust number of applications, between 125 and 130,000 every year, the number who actually need to work or this is the only job opportunity they have is much smaller.
Gotcha. Is there I guess, I mean, obviously you want it to be fair and open to everyone to some level, but I think some people would argue that, there's certain communities in the city that, people are more needy. So maybe those people should be prioritized to some level. Is there a reason you don't do that, or do you?
Well, the way we've targeted certain neighborhoods, we locate the programs in communities that have the highest youth unemployment. So 80% of the young people who get jobs every year tend to be low income. Mm-hmm. So we build that into the design of the program so that the jobs and the programs are in those high need communities. Because if you're from a middle class background, you're less likely to need this, but it's open to anyone because there's no income eligibility. We also do target certain young people who have barriers. So we set aside jobs, for example, for young people who are homeless, who are foster care or court involved, and there's no lottery there. There we work with our sister agencies, whether it's probation, whether it's Administration for Children's Services, whether it's Department of Homeless Services, and they make referrals, their case workers make referrals to our nonprofit agencies so that there can be some hand-holding during the job process. And so they have unique barriers, and we want to make sure they have all the support they need in their work experience.
Okay. I know that the city also is doing some other initiatives to provide more jobs for youth outside of this program as well. Is there connection there? Do you guys funnel people that direction if they can't make it into the
We have programs during the school year, and we try to build on the summer experience. So we have federal funded programs for young people who it runs from September through June, and so we try to use the Summer Youth Employment Program as a springboard for those programs. Last year, with the help of the City Council, we got $16 million to do a new program called Work, Learn, and Grow, which would provide employment opportunities for young people during the school year. And so we're serving 6,000 young people who would not have had jobs this school year.
And you talking about the city council a little bit there. There's been discussion by some city council members to increase funding for the summer youth program as a part of an approach to improve safety, public safety. This kind of developed last year when there was a talk of adding more police officers, which ended up happening into the budget. But there was kind of an ideological discussion about whether or not maybe providing more summer youth employment options would help reduce crime as much or as well as adding more police officers to some level. Is that kind of your belief as well? Do you think that there is an opportunity to expand this program to some level?
Well, we welcome any additional funding we can get. One of the secrets or things that people have forgotten is that the summer jobs program was at one point entirely funded by the federal government. And about 16 or 17 years ago, the federal government abandoned it. So the responsibility for funding the program fell on the shoulders of the city and state governments. And so for us, every year, we start with money the mayor gives us. We wait for Albany to pass its budget, and thankfully it's been on time recently. Yeah. But I remember one summer they did not pass their budget till July. And we ran lotteries in July for a summer job. And then obviously when the council and the mayor agree on their budget, there's additional funds added. So we think the program is a good investment, not just in the short term, but I think in the long term. Last year there was a study by the Wharton School of Business, which was the first ever longitudinal study of our program, and it looked at 300,000 young people who got jobs, half of whom got jobs over a 3-year period from 2005 to 2008, and the other 150,000 who did not get jobs, the lottery, and followed them for almost 9 years up to October of 2014, and they discovered there was an incarceration and a mortality gap. So a young person who got a job just once was less likely to die a violent death. A young person was less likely to go to jail. And it kind of took us aback because we knew that there were benefits in the short run. We never thought there was this inoculation effect. And I think it speaks to how a summer job is a self-esteem builder. That a young person who's never worked, there's nothing quite like getting that first paycheck and feeling that you're contributing something positive to the society, to your neighborhood. I mean, one of the new jobs we're going to be doing this year, we're excited about, is we're going to have 200 young people learning how to do asset mapping in their neighborhood. In fact, one of the work sites is the work site I worked at 43 years ago. And so they're going from emptying out garbage in an abandoned lot to mapping assets in the community.
That's great.
And maybe the next generation of community organizers or commissioners will come out of that crop.
Well, we'll put on our website all the information about how people can apply, and obviously on your website as well. And we'll be watching this closely during the budget battle and see if there's more funding or more attention that goes to this issue. Bill Chong, the Commissioner of the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.